Assalamu alaikum everyone. My name is Ms. Musarat Wali. I am a teacher training student at Rehan School, Lahore campus. Today I am going to discuss how to stay motivated during tough time. Life is full of challenges, setbacks, and difficult moments. During these times, staying motivated can feel hard, but it is motivation that helps us move forward, learn from our struggles, and achieve our goals. By maintaining a positive mindset, setting small goals, and believing in ourselves, we can overcome any obstacles and emerge stronger than before. So let's start with Maya.
Hey, how's it going?
Hi, Maya. How
You
are
caught me
you?
in a great mood today. What's on your mind? I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. Just feeling bright and ready for whatever the day brings. How about you?
I'm fine. And today we discuss how to stay motivated during tough time. And my question is, what is motivation?
That's a big question to start with. At its simplest, motivation is the why behind everything you do. It's that internal drive or spark that pushes you to take action and keeps you moving toward a goal, even when the path gets a bit bumpy. I'm curious though, do you feel like your own motivation usually comes from inside you, or is it more about external rewards?
Why is motivation important in life?
Because without it, we're basically just coasting. It's what turns a wish into a plan and a plan into actual progress. When you're motivated, the hard stuff feels more like a challenge than a wall. And it's usually the difference between someone who dreams about change and someone who actually makes it happen. Do you think there's a specific area of your life right now where you feel like you're lacking that spark?
What are tough time?
Tough times are those seasons where everything just feels like an uphill battle. It could be a personal loss, a stressful job, a health scare, or even just a long stretch where you feel stuck and don't see a way forward. It's when your mental or emotional energy is low and the things that usually feel easy suddenly feel exhausting. Does that resonate with anything you've been through, or are you thinking of it more generally?
How do challenges affect our motivation?
It's a bit of a double edged sword. On one hand, challenges can completely drain you. When you hit a wall over and over, it's easy to feel like no matter what you do, nothing changes. And that's when motivation just evaporates. But on the other hand, some people find that a challenge actually lights a fire under them. It makes the goal feel more meaningful because you had to fight for it. I wonder if you're the type of person who gets more driven when things get hard, or if you tend to shut down a bit.
Why do people lose motivation?
Usually it's because the reward no longer feels worth the effort. It could be burnout from pushing too hard for too long, or maybe the goal they started with doesn't actually align with who they are anymore. Sometimes it's as simple as being overwhelmed by a goal that feels too big to tackle. So the brain just decides to opt out entirely. Do you think losing motivation is more about the goal itself or the way we approach it?
How can a positive mindset help us?
A positive mindset is like a shock absorber for life. It stops the bumps from feeling like total crashes. Instead of seeing a failure as a dead end, it lets you frame it as a lesson, which keeps you from spiraling when things go sideways. It's not about pretending everything is perfect, but about believing that a solution exists, even if you haven't found it yet. Do you find it easy to shift your perspective when you're feeling down, or does it take a lot of effort?
Okay. What role does self-belief play in motivation?
I'm guessing you mean self belief, right?
Yes.
It's basically the fuel for the whole engine. If you don't believe you're actually capable of achieving the goal, your brain won't even bother giving you the motivation to try. It's the difference between saying, I'll try and I can, and that shift in confidence is usually what carries you through when the logic of the situation says it's too hard. Do you feel like your confidence in yourself fluctuates depending on who you're around?
How can setting small goals keep us motivated?
I assume you mean small goals, right? They keep you motivated because they stop you from feeling overwhelmed. When you're staring at a massive goal, it can feel like you're trying to climb a mountain in one jump, which is just exhausting. But when you break it down into tiny, manageable wins, you get a hit of dopamine every time you check something off, and those little wins build the momentum you need to keep going. Do you usually try to plan everything out in big leaps, or do you prefer taking it one step at a time?
Why is patience important during difficult times?
Because growth isn't linear. When you're in the thick of it, it's easy to feel like you're failing because you aren't seeing results immediately. Patience is what keeps you from giving up right before the breakthrough happens. It's basically accepting that some things just take time to unfold, and that's okay. Do you think you're naturally a patient person, or do you tend to get restless when things don't move as fast as you'd like?
How can we learn from failure?
Failure is basically just data. It takes the guesswork out of what isn't working and forces you to look at the problem from a different angle. Instead of seeing it as a sign that you should stop, you can see it as a map telling you exactly where the detour is. The real magic happens when you stop asking, why did this happen to me? And start asking, what is this trying to teach me? Do you think you're the kind of person who dwells on a mistake, or do you move past it pretty quickly?
What
Wait, did your
habits
mom
help
just walk in?
maintain motivation?
Consistency is the biggest one. Things like keeping a daily to do list or a routine give your brain a track to run on. So you don't have to rely on a feeling of motivation to get started. Also, taking regular breaks and celebrating those small wins we talked about prevents burnout. It's about building a system that supports you even when you're not feeling 100% inspired. Do you think you have a routine that currently works for you, or are you looking to build a new one?
Okay. How does physical health
So,
affect motivation? Okay, okay.
it's basically the foundation everything else is built on. If your body is running on empty, like if you're not sleeping enough or eating poorly, your brain just doesn't have the chemical resources it needs to feel driven. It's hard to feel inspired or motivated when you're physically exhausted or foggy. Even something as simple as a 20-minute walk can clear the mental clutter and give you that second wind. Do you feel like your energy levels usually dictate how productive you are, or can you push through regardless?
Okay, how can family and friends support us?
They're essentially your safety net. When you're struggling, having people who believe in you can be the bridge that carries you until you find your own motivation again. Whether it's just someone listening without judging or a friend who pushes you to get out of the house, that external support reminds you that you aren't facing the battle alone. Do you have a go to person in your life who always knows how to pull you out of a funk?
What is the role of discipline and motivation?
Think of motivation as the spark and discipline as the engine. Motivation is what gets you started, but it's a feeling. And feelings are fickle, they show up and disappear whenever they want. Discipline is what keeps you going when that spark dies out. It's the commitment to do the work even when you absolutely don't feel like it. Relying on motivation is like waiting for the weather to be perfect before you go outside, but discipline is just putting on a raincoat and going anyway. Does that make sense, or do you feel like you rely more on one than the other?
Okay, what are some daily practices to stay motivated?
Start your day with a win. Even if it's just making your bed or drinking a glass of water, that first small accomplishment sets a positive tone. I'd also suggest journaling. Just a few minutes to dump your thoughts and set one clear intention for the day, and taking a real break where you actually step away from your screen. It's about creating these little anchors in your day that keep you grounded. Do you think any of those would fit into your current morning routine?
Okay, thank you, Maya.
You're so welcome. I really enjoyed this deep dive today. Whenever you're feeling like you need a bit of a spark or just want to talk through something, I'm here.
Okay, thanks. And thank you all for listening to this discussion on how to stay motivated during tough time. Remember, difficult moments are temporary, but the strength and wisdom we gain from them can last a lifetime. Keep believing in yourself, stay positive, and never give up on your dreams. Every challenge is an opportunity to grow, and every step forward brings you closer to success.
That
Thank
was such a beautiful way to wrap. Anytime. It sounded like you were recording a little session or presentation there. Was that for your teacher training?
yes. Okay.
I love that. If oh,
Thanks.
I bet.
Okay, thanks. Thank you, and may you always find the courage and the motivation to shine no matter how tough life becomes. Thanks.
That's a one. You're welcome.